As a teenager, I promised God I wouldn't have sex until marriage. Later, amending that in college to, okay, just with someone I trust. A year later, the James Dean of Queens comes along. He's older than me, suave. He's like a deep voice with a light rasp and a full sleeve of tattoos. He's a middle school drama teacher. Swoon. And wait for it, at 30, he owns his own townhouse in Astoria. I'm sorry, what? His hand is light on the small of my back, ushering me into the car. He has just gotten out of a 4-year relationship, one of many in his life, unlike me, who has never even called anyone her boyfriend. This man wants to go out with me? I am so not worthy. He is my first consistent sexual partner. 2 months later, I'm on the toilet at work on a break from my barista duties when the tip of a condom emerges from my vagina like an alien baby. A condom that had been used 6 days prior, the last time Jason and I had sex. The hustle and bustle of a busy brunch service goes dead silent. Until this moment, I thought Ringo ate this condom. Ringo was Jason's beagle, named after Ringo Starr. He was standing outside the bedroom door howling while we tried to have sex until Jason gave in and let him into the room. So when Jason's penis emerged from my vagina without a condom, he looked down and then into my wide, fearful eyes and said, "Don't worry, Cameron, Ringo probably ate it." Now here I am in a bathroom, staring at a condom on my vaginal doorstep. I pull it out delicately and throw it in the small trash bin. I somehow pull up my pants, wash my hands, and leave. I feel so deeply dumb. I have to go. I blurt at my manager, like, I don't feel well. Is everything okay? Like, what's going on? It's a health issue, something. Sorry. The tears come as I rush out the door and dial my personal 911. Mom, a condom just came out of my vagina. For a woman who has lost her shit about napkin rings that don't match, she is as cool as a cucumber. You'll be okay, she says. For the next 2 weeks, until I know if I'm pregos or not, I avoid Jason. Like, why did he never say anything about the missing condom? Like, what if he's a dick? Like, what if he doesn't even care? When we finally meet up and I tell him everything, he says, "Why didn't you come to me earlier?" I melt into him and tell myself, see, Cam, he does care. A month later, I'm squeezing a blue stress ball as tears trickle down my cheeks. A polite yet detached woman in a lab coat is inserting an IUD inside of me, and it feels like she's putting my vagina through a paper shredder. It costs $500, a hefty price tag for a 23-year-old actor living in New York City. But I'm a woman of action, and I am in control of my body. All done, she says, laying the tools on the tray. Just make sure to keep using condoms for the first month. I swing my feet slowly to the side, and they connect with the cold floor. If you think that a condom can only get stuck in someone once, I'm here to tell you that you are wrong. 2 weeks later, a second condom becomes temporary wallpaper decorating my genitalia. What the fuck is going on? Like, is my vagina so tight because of my OCD? Like, is there a bear in there that wants to store condoms for the winter? Jason extracts his finger from my vagina. I can't get it. His face is squished into a scowl as he lay down next to me naked. From the corner of my eye, I see the condom wrapper from the free condoms you can get at any bar in New York City, lying on the bedside table. I want to understand, why would you have chosen the exact same type of condom when the last one got stuck? He says nothing. I feel hurt like an injured puppy. I reach out to touch him, and he swats my hand away like it's a fly. A few days later, on a sunny day in Queens, I tell him it's over. A year later, I run into him. I'm inappropriately wearing a sombrero, drinking a third margarita on the streets of Astoria. I know it's not a good idea, but what can I say? Cinco de Mayo just became Cinco de Hell, and we are dating again, and I am fully boarded back on the Jason train, past disappointments floating away like yesterday's balloons. Now I'm on his bed again. He is thrusting himself inside me, all guttural grunts and shaky thighs. And suddenly, his erect penis pivots from my vagina and pushes into my anus. But he doesn't react. He continues to thrust, still grunting. Shock waves run up and down my body. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Like, is this normal? Like, one day you just switch up the holes? Like, this must be what people in relationships do, right? Like, keeps it spicy and adventurous. A minute later, he leaves my anus and goes straight back into my vagina. I'm trying to catch up to the moment, to breathe, to figure out what is happening. Like, things feel heavy, blurry, weird. I want to stop. I want to say, what's going on? Jason, help? But nothing comes out of my mouth. A week later, I have a little clarity along with a prescription for antibiotics. I rehearse my speech on the walk to his townhouse. We sit on his porch, staring ahead at the patch of lawn. I begin. When we had anal last week, he looks dumbfounded. We didn't have anal. I mean, yes, we did. You don't remember? He takes a breath and shakes his head. Cameran, I've never had anal. Well, you did, and I got an infection. He pauses. I mean, like, how much did I smoke beforehand? I reach for a blade of grass. It is burned brown at the edges. I don't know, Jason, but it happened. He sighs. A brick plummets to the bottom of my stomach. I need a sign that my body is not something to be crumpled up and thrown away by this man. Like, I need him to save this moment with an ounce of kindness. But he is not looking at me. He's still staring straight ahead at the chipping white wired fence. He says, wow, I feel so violated. And that is the moment when I see for the first time that even though he may have more sexual experience than me, he knows nothing about respect. When I finally find my voice, it's one I haven't used before. When I find my voice, it's a battle cry. You? You feel violated? He's the one who's wrong to have never even cared about any missing condom, wrong to have continued to use the cheap brand of condom that clearly wasn't working. You feel violated? A condom that, let's be for real, didn't fit. Violated? I'm sitting here with an infection. Violated and wrong to have put his hand on the small of my back and convinced me that he was ushering me into a safe space when it was never safe at all. We aren't taught how to stand up for our bodies or how lonely it can feel when we do. And we aren't taught how to navigate or start those conversations. Sex can be messy and really disappointing. My first consistent sexual partner, the James Dean of Queens, was a whopping disappointment, a warm, wet towel on my body that grew cold and slipped to the floor. I gave a man power with my body, thinking he could be trusted, and I was wrong on that character assessment. Sometimes the people we least expect, the movie stars of our hearts, can be so different in bed. After 2 stuck condoms, 2 infections, and 1 extremely painful IUD, I went through a hell of a intro course to intercourse. And whatever course you're on, all I know is be so kind to yourself and be careful of free condoms.
Cameran!